Hey, what's going on, guys? Dimmy36, the Diverse Gamer here, and we're going to be playing Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 1, a game that really solidified Naughty Dog in the gaming industry as a company that makes high-quality games, and ever since this game, they've exclusively been making great games for Sony and its platforms, and, you know, with the Jack series with PlayStation 2 and the Uncharted series on PlayStation 3, which happens to be my favorite franchise of all time. Plus, they made The Last of Us last year, and well, everyone knows what The Last of Us is all about, so Uncharted has a lot of good things in its resume, definitely. Except this dumbass Naughty Dog right here. Look at this. Ugh. I don't know what they were thinking with that dumbass nose, but I think they dropped that stupid dog after Crash 1, and they knew it was fucking retarded. But anyway, you know, this is Crash Bandicoot 1. Honestly, I haven't had a lot of experience with this game. I've only beaten this game twice. One, when I test played this game, when I bought it on the PlayStation Network, and twice was this recording we're watching right now. But I'll explain more about my experience with this game and my history with Crash Bandicoot after we watch the beginning cutscene of the game, which is pretty comical, and it shows the basic storyline of the game, so enjoy it.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex!
But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female bandit.
One thing I just noticed in this cutscene is that Neo Cortex, the guy with the big ass N on his forehead, his voice is different than in Cortex Strikes Back and Warped, which is this game's sequel. It sounds a lot more menacing and deep, and it sounds like a lot more threatening. Honestly, I prefer this Neo Cortex than in its sequels. It's crazy how scary the dude sounds. But anyway, as you saw in the cutscene, Crash is actually an experiment by Neo Cortex. Dr. Cortex was trying to make some army or something, and he wanted Crash to be like the main general to lead his army and for world domination and all that shit. But of course, his experiment failed, and you know, Crash was trying to escape, and he ended up jumping out of a window. But unfortunately, he couldn't save his girlfriend, who was the female Bandicoot. Her name is Tawna. And basically, this game's story is Crash jumped out of the window. He ended up drifting to a far, I wouldn't say far, just like a nearby island. He ended up drifting onto a beach of a nearby island. And the game is him going through the islands and trying to get back to Neo Cortex's lab so he can save Tawna. He can save his girlfriend. And it's a pretty simple story in the end. I don't even think that Crash's main goal in this game is to stop Cortex from world domination. It's just to save his girlfriend. And you'll see in the later of the game that 100% in this game gets you an easier. Well, I wouldn't say easier, because 100% in this game is a total bitch, and it's god awful. It's a terrible experience to get everything in this game, but the main goal of this game is definitely just saving your girlfriend. Crash is a selfish son of a bitch. He doesn't care about the world. He just cares about his girl, you know. He's a player. He's a G. Look at him. Look at his pants. Unbelievable, this kid. But anyway, as you can see, Crash Bandicoot is your basic 3D platformer, your basic, you know, 3D hallway platformer type of deal. You know, he runs, he jumps. Actually, his run is pretty hysterical in this game. He's always nervous when he runs. Look at him. His nose is like really big, and it's flopping around while he runs. It's fucking hilarious. In the later games in Cortex Strikes Back and Warped, they actually like changed his character model, and he looks a little more badass. You know, he has a proper stride in his running, and he doesn't look like a scared dude trying to run away. He looks like he's on a mission, like he's about to like fuck shit up, you know. And God, every time I talk about this game, I always talk about its sequels. It's like I'm always undermining this game because its sequels are so much better. And the thing is, this game isn't bad. It's not bad in any way. It's really decent. It's just that its sequels are so much better that it always gets overshadowed by them. And it's one of those things where it's common with franchise starters like this, like franchise successes, that the first game is always like an experiment. I consider this an experimental game, and they tried out things, it ended up working, and then they were able to expand and improve on it in the sequels. And you get that with a lot of games, with Spyro, with Sonic. I mean, Sonic 1 was a decent game, but I'm never going to play it again because I have Sonic 2 and I have Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Even Uncharted. Uncharted was a good game. The first one, it was an amazing game, amazing story. But Uncharted 2 has multiplayer, Uncharted 3 has even greater multiplayer, and Uncharted 2's story is just unbelievable. It's just a pattern. And I don't know about the Jak series. I'm not huge on the Jak series, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably fall under suit the same way. That Jak 1 was decent, but Jak 2 and 3 were much better. Anyway, I was getting off track here. As I was saying, Crash, he runs, he jumps, he can jump on enemies to kill them. He does this nice little flip in the air while he jumps, which is kind of neat. And if you can't kill enemies by jumping on them, it's safe to say that you can spin into them, which is his second attack. While you're moving, you use the spin attack. He does this like nice lunge so that you can be sure that you're going to hit what you're trying to hit. And sometimes it actually pisses me off because while you're spinning, you can't really control Crash's momentum while he's doing it. And there's been a couple circumstances where I've actually fallen off into a bottomless pit because I just couldn't control his spin. And you'll see in this Let's Play, sometimes I'm very careful with my spin. I'll make it a point to be sure to be completely still while I'm doing the spin, because while you're still, you're not going to do the lunge. And I do that quite a bit in this Let's Play just to be sure that I don't die. And that's what I'm talking about with Crash 1 compared to its sequels. In it being the experiment within the trilogy, they tried out things like the lunge with the spin attack, and it really doesn't work with platforming. It messes up your flow. You end up falling off of bottomless pits, and they realize that, and they remove it in Crash 2 and 3, and that just shows that the control in Crash 2 and 3 is better. And speaking of control, you have to use the D-pad in this game because the PS1 didn't come out with the analog sticks yet, the analog movement, which sucks. It's just, oh man, I hate controlling 3D things and with a D-pad. Tell me, it's terrible. It's really bad. It's bad. It wears on your thumbs. I was just wishing for an analog stick, and I wasn't gonna get one, so I might as well just suck it up and stop being a little bitch and complain about it and start talking about this damn game instead of my complaints and my problems with this game. Alright, let's talk about this game. Boom, we're ready. Let's go. So the bare basic goal of each stage is just get from start to finish without dying too many times, and that's it. You can just go from start to finish all the way through to the end of the game, and boom, you get the bad ending. But, and this is a big but, if you want to get the good ending, you gotta start destroying crates throughout the levels. Now these crates they come in various forms. There's the basic vanilla crate. It's just a standard box. You can see it right there. There was 2 of them. It was just nothing on it, just an orange and brown box. And that one can get you maybe a couple Wampa fruit. I think it actually just gives you 1 Wampa fruit. And I'll explain Wampa fruit in a second. Then you got crates with question marks in them, and they can contain 1 Wampa fruit, a bunch of Wampa fruit, a free life. It has a lot of things that it's a question mark. It's a toss-up. It can give you a new car, it can give you AIDS, it can give you anything. I'll explain all the other stuff it can give you later on. Then you got these free life boxes. It has like a crazy face of Crash. It's really funny. He has like a cross-eyed thing going, and he's smiling like it's a fucking crazy asylum mental patient, which he probably is. Then you got these checkpoint boxes, which is a huge C, and checkpoint is, it's pretty standard. It explains itself. It's just like a save point throughout in the middle of the stage, so that if you die, you don't have to start at the very beginning. Then you got these TNT boxes. Now, I don't think we've seen a TNT box yet. Maybe we have. I'm not really sure. But TNT boxes basically are explosives. If you spin into it, it explodes automatically. You take a hit. If you jump on it, it has a countdown. Okay, here's a TNT box right here. So once you hit it, it has a countdown, 3, 2, 1. It blows up, and you better not be around it when it blows up, because it'll hit you. Take a hit. And if you don't have an Aku Aku mask, which is another type of box, then you're pretty much screwed. So an Aku Aku mask is basically protection from death in this game. You get 1 Aku Aku mask, you get to take an extra hit. And you can actually stack Aku Aku masks to a 3rd level, and in the 3rd level you actually become completely invincible, and you destroy anything in your path for, I think it's about 10-15 seconds. And once those 15 seconds are up, you return back to the 2nd level Aku Aku mask, which is, it just turns gold. It's just like a different aesthetic. But you get to take 2 hits before death, so Aku Aku masks, alright, are always handy. You always want to keep them. So the reason why knowing what all these crates do and what all these crates contain is because you have to destroy all these crates in order to get gems. Now gems are like this game's collectible. If you get everything in the level, all the crates that you can get in the level, you get a gem. And you have to use all the gems in every level to save Tawna and get the good ending. Now, getting a gem in a level may not be as simple as just going from start to finish and getting every crate that you see. Sometimes you need other gems in order to get the gem from that level, and this is where Crash Bandicoot 1 really starts getting annoying with its backtracking, because later on in the game you get colored gems, and you have to use these colored gems in order to get the gems from the first island, which we are on right now. You may have noticed while we're going through the levels that you see these little icons, these little gem icons. You can see there was like a green, actually I think it was yellow, gems. These little gems, and they kind of disappeared. The closer I got to them, they disappeared. If I had the colored gem, then those little icons would become platforms, and I could use those platforms to get to different parts of the stage. And usually these different parts of the stage contain boxes that we can't get to right now. So in order to get 100% of the game, in order to get all the gems so we can save Tawna and get the good ending, I have to backtrack this level and play it again in order to get it. And it just, it pisses me off. It's annoying. It's really annoying because they just do it like crazy in this game. You have to go back like 12 levels, and it's not fun. It isn't. And as you can see, there are 32 levels in the game. So going back for 12 levels, that's like a third of the stages that you got to go play again. So not looking forward to it. Actually, it's not like I'm not looking forward to it. I already did it a couple months ago, but we have to sit down and watch it again, so yay! And some of the stages, having to get the gem is really freaking annoying because this game is really early PlayStation, so its save feature is not fully developed. You know, it still has that password system. Even though you can use a memory card, it still has a password system in it. And other things like crates in a level, when you destroy a crate, it records it, right? But when you die, the recording of you destroying that crate disappears. Now, this is really annoying because if you die in the middle of the stage, then reach the checkpoint and you spawn on that checkpoint, all the crates that you got before that checkpoint come back. So you either have to go backwards in the stage, which isn't easy to do because of this camera angle, and you have to destroy all those boxes, or you have to either leave the level, which I don't even think you can do. No, wait, you can. You have to press start and select. Or you have to finish the stage and play it again. So basically what this game wants you to do is beat every level without dying, get all the crates, and then you'll get the good ending, which is just super obnoxious. It's too much. It really is. It's a bit too much for this game. I wish they just had a thought. I mean, I guess they were just trying to extend gameplay time, which isn't a really good idea, and to be honest. If you have the mindset of extending gameplay time by means of backtracking, that's never a good sign. And Naughty Dog definitely learns its lesson with its sequels. You don't have to backtrack too much, and even when you do, it's more like going a different route within the stage rather than just continuing on with the same stage and getting like a little secret room in the corner, you know, which is what this game pretty much does. So, again, look at me talking about the sequels. I'm sorry. This game is decent. It really is. It's decent. It's just, God, its sequels are so good. So I forgot to mention what Wampa Fruit are in this game. Basically, it's just this game's like coins as to Mario and rings as to Sonic. So Wampa Fruit as to Crash. It's just you get 100 Wampa Fruit, you get a free life. It's not like in Sonic how if you have Wampa Fruit you take a hit. It's more like in Mario. It's just for score. Actually, you don't get score in this game, but it's just for extra lives. Wampa Fruit are just for lives. That's the main goal of it. And you can call them apples if you want. That's what the Japanese version of this game actually calls it. They call them apples. I don't even know if Wampa Fruit is a real thing. But anyway, that's what Wampa Fruit are. They're not special, just for lives. That's it. I will see you guys in part 2.